Jamaica's track and field legacy is unmatched. It is a story of triumph, resilience, and extraordinary talent. But do you know the stories behind the athletes who brought us glory? Hi, I'm HP, founder of HP Chat Track. My mission is simple: to celebrate the rich legacy of Jamaica track and field and shine a light on the incredible people who make it happen. Winning that race was a dream come true, but the journey wasn't easy. It's not just about medals, it's about inspiring the next generation. Jamaica track and field isn't just a sport, it's our pride, our culture, our heart. Every week I sit down with athletes, coaches and fans to bring you stories of dedication, passion and legacy. Plus, we've got exciting news and exclusive insights into the world of track and field. Make your Thursday night be at HP's place. Come hang out with us at HP Chat Track Studio, where track and field is our business. Jamaica, one people, one legacy.
One people, one legacy. Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world, whether you're in Africa, you're in Asia, whichever continent you are in, North America, South America, Oceanic, you name it. Welcome to another episode of HP Chat Track. And of course, we are recapping Tokyo 2025. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited to be here with my co-host Akil Henry. And guess what, guys? I have one of my favorites. Yeah, she is in the background. One of my favorites. And we're going to talk to her a little bit about the relays and the 100 and stuff. And before we let her go, but welcome. Hang out with us for another hour or two when we're going to talk about Tokyo, and we're going to celebrate the athletes, and we're just going to love up the athletes and big up the athletes, because you know what? They brought us glory. They brought us a lot of glory over the last 9 days, and I, for one, immensely enjoyed every moment of it. So without any more chatting, I'm just going to bring my guest in. I'm not even going to introduce her, because as you see her face, you will know who this is. If you don't know who this is, you're not a track and field fan. And secondly, you're not a Jamaican. So let us introduce one of the cutest ever, Kerron.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Kerron. How are you?
I'm good. A little under the weather, but I'm good.
And you know something? I appreciate you taking the time out to come. So we're not going to keep you long. And I hope that you feel better soon. Akil, how are you? You're just smiling away.
I'm excited.
Oh my
You know
God.
something? Akil is starstruck. So I'm just going to kick off with the questions until Akil gathers himself. Kerron, Tokyo 25. You've been there for Jamaica at every level, from the junior all the way up. Your overall thoughts on Tokyo 25 and Team Jamaica performances?
Overall, I honestly think it's one of the best world championships, and hands down, it's one of the best. And I'm happy to see Jamaica doing well again. I knew we just needed a little time. We just needed some time, but overall, it was great. I really hope the organizers, the investors match the athletes, because they brought it. Like they took things to a different level. Like it wasn't just one athlete. Like I enjoyed every single race, the walk race, the marathon, everything was exciting. Like the athletes, hats off to every athlete who competed in this championship, because they brought it and it was next level.
Totally, I totally agree with you. And you mentioned that you enjoy from the walk race to the marathon. I enjoyed every event. I was up watching. I did not miss a beat. And as you mentioned that, Kerron, what I like was that the marathon and the walk races, they finish in the stadium.
Yeah,
You know,
that
and
that, that was exciting.
yeah, that was very exciting to see them all coming in, even though they were tired, they were coming in. But you're right, it is one of the best that I have seen indeed. But you have competed with Shelley and Fraser Price, who is now hanging it up and all of that. What was it like for you competing against Shelley and Fraser Price? Because you and Shelley, and especially in the 100-meter, went neck and neck 2008, 2009. And you also created history with Shelley and Fraser Price that 122, and it was just amazing. Tell us a little bit about what it was like competing with Shelley.
I mean, there are moments that I will always treasure. And I think some of the most memorable moments was off the track. Because at times people were wondering, like, are you guys like really competitors? Because we had so much respect for each other.
Mm.
We took it serious, but it wasn't life or death. It was like, okay, you win today, you're the better person today. I win tomorrow, I was just the better person on that day. But there was so much respect, still, so much respect, and I know, like, whenever we line up, I know it was gonna be a great race.
Yeah.
And I wish I was a part of some of those 10-6 races, but I mean, it was always great memories. I mean, hats off to Shellyan and what she has accomplished. I know there are talks about who is the greatest and all of that stuff, but there is no way we can talk about one of the greatest and her name not be at the top.
Indeed, indeed. Akil, I see you're burning to ask Karen a question, so I'll allow you to get one in before I continue.
It's not really burning, but it's just really, it's not a question, it's more like a statement. I just wanted to say that, look, you and Shelly and Veronica and Jetta, you guys carried the women's 100 meters to a new stratosphere. Because prior to that, you weren't seeing a lot of 10-7s, but you guys were clocking those 10-7s. So, it really comes down to the era. Because I really believe that if you guys were competing in this era, you definitely would have run 10-6 hands down. So even though this era you'd have seen a lot more 10-6s, your era actually paved the way for that because you guys definitely carried the 100 meters to like a literal all new stratosphere.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Even when we started running like 21 in the 200,
Yes.
if I remember, like the last person who did that, I think it was Marion Jones. So it was like a long period before anybody started running 21. I remember Veronica run 21, I ran 21 at the trials as well. So I've been coming second in some really fast races.
Yes, yes,
Like she
yes.
ran she ran 21, I ran 21, and I came second. At the World Championship, I ran 10-7 and came second. So yes, it's good to be a part of that legacy. And I know I didn't win the gold in Beijing, but we might take another decade to see a 1-2-2. You see 1-2-3 all the time, right? But 1-2-2, that's something that will live on for a long time, I believe. But yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Karen, the 100 and the 200, those are your events. But let's talk about the 100-meter. What were your thoughts on the 100-meter this season? Of course, Jamaica versus, well, in a way, I would say the Caribbean versus the United States, because we had Melissa Jefferson Wooden, we have Julian Alfred, who went to high school in Jamaica. We had young Tina Clayton, there was Sharika, there was Shelley, the veteran, age 38, Marie Jose Talu. We cannot leave out anyone. What was your thoughts when that 100-meter lineup last week, Sunday morning, and Jamaica had 3 women in the final?
I think it was one of the best lineup I've seen in a while. I think outside of that World Championship, one of the next best competitive ones I would say was '09. And why I say that is because there were so many women who were running around the same time, and just the level of talent that was in the field. But that was a stock 100 meters. I wish Julian was at 100%.
100%, yeah.
I
Yeah,
honestly don't think the results would have changed, but I think we would have seen a more competitive 100 meters. But hats off to Melissa.
Yeah.
Hats off to all those ladies. They show up and they took it to a different level. And of course, young Tina. I mean, I
Amazing.
yeah, indeed. Like I can't wait. And the thing is that she's so young. There's so much maturing. There's so much growth. So to be able to do that now, and this kid is just so poised. Like nothing
ready,
phases her. She is ready.
born ready.
She is truly ready. And you know what I love is Frano took his time with them. I know there were pressure, people saying, hey, they're not doing well and all of that, but he was doing the right thing. He was preparing them mentally because he know physically they're already there. The only thing that could stop them was if they weren't mentally prepared for this level. And I can't wait for next season, to be honest. Like, I can't wait for next season. Like as I said, I wish, I pray, and I hope that the organizers, the people who make the decisions,
Corporate
will
Jamaica.
really, not just Jamaica, but the sporting body as on a whole,
Yeah.
like IOC, all of those people say, listen, the athletes are putting in the work. It's time for you guys to truly put in the work. So track and field can be one of the most attractive sport out there because it is.
It
It
is.
really is. But it's time for us. The athletes are putting in the work. It's time for the president of the IOC, all the federations to now put in some work, figure out how can we properly market
Yeah, we need
these
to
athletes.
package it
How
better.
exactly, like how can we help build the sport, not just to show up and clap hands when these athletes do well and shake hands, but truly, how can we make the sport better because the athletes are doing a really good job.
Excellent job. I think one of the things that have definitely killed track and field, in my opinion, is when track and field is no longer on domestic television. When you have to be searching all over the place to be watching a Diamond League meet, or you have to be paying this subscription per month in order to watch
Watch.
a world challenge meet and so forth. I think that is the point. That is the point where I believe track and field has become less popular, especially in our country, Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
because you could literally bank on watching a TBJ or a CBM for a world challenge meet or a diamond league or a golden meet, and the thing about that, yes, I understand that with streaming brings more revenues, but at the same time as well, what streaming does, that streaming pushes forces you to be a niche sport. So you're out of the view, you're out of sight of the general public. So it's really only those who love and really interested in track and field are gonna
Mhm.
take their money and purchase those streaming services. So I think that's something that world athletes definitely have to look into in terms of getting track and field in more localized televisions across the world.
Karen, what is your thoughts on the Grand Slam? I think the Grand Slam did a good thing this year. I saw where it served a lot of athletes and it worked for a lot of athletes.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on the Grand Slam and how Michael Johnson was able to create those categories and actually create world beaters out of that? People like Melissa Jefferson, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, who moved from one event to others. And we've seen so many, Ja'Cory Pattison, Kenny Bednarick, and we've seen so many athletes started their season in April and carry through and get on the podium in September.
I mean, I think he showed everybody what track and field could be. at the level that it should be, the respect that the athletes should get, how you should treat the athletes, because it is done in every other sport. It's done in soccer, it's done in American football. So why can it be not done in track and field? So I'm 100% behind him. I know he's getting a lot of flack right now, but I think he was, remember, he's somebody who was, he's well off. He didn't have to do this. Nobody took up the mantle and say, okay, I'm gonna do this for the sport that we
Yeah.
love. But he did it, right? He did it. Um, but everybody now, because it didn't work, they're like, oh, track and field is not making any money and this and just the negative.
Yeah.
Remember, the Diamond League started somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Diamond League, or Golden League before, it didn't just get started. Like with any business, I mean,
Takes a
it
while.
takes time, right? So give them a chance. And everybody who is complaining, nobody has any ideas, nobody has any input, nobody is trying to help. You have no idea. So I supported a
Me
hundred
too.
percent.
Yeah.
I hope he get the right supporters, the right backing,
And bring it back.
and bring it back,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
and it bring track and field to a different level. Like when you see these kids who can switch up their events, most of the
Yes.
times, like, you really couldn't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you were a big name. Like only certain athletes could go to a meet and say, hey, I want to try the 400.
Yeah.
Like, because if I went to a meet and I was like, hey, I want to try the 400, they're not going to pay me to run no 400, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he allows the athletes to show their versatility.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And it paid off for a lot of athletes. It
Mm-hmm.
really did paid off.
Mm-hmm. It
I think
did.
the I think the only drawback though was the lack of field events. That was the drawback for me
Well,
because
it's not a field event. It is for, it was made for track. You
that
know,
is true. That is true. But on the flip side of it as well, I think it would have been nice. It would have been exciting to see some of our, for example, some of our long jumpers do a triple jump, or some of our triple jumpers do a long jump.
But
Because
that's true. I
yeah,
don't like the exclusion
the
either,
exclusion
because
thing kind
it's
of
track and field.
exactly.
But I also get where he is
I
coming
get
from.
where he's coming from as
But
well.
and again, we don't necessarily like to hear the truth sometimes. Like, this is his event, he puts it on. If it was the Diamond League who said, we're not gonna have any jumpers, we wouldn't have a problem.
nope.
No,
Nope.
no problem at all. Even though I don't agree with it, because we have some great field eventers,
Mhm.
like some great athletes.
But
So
Karen, in how I look at it is that Michael came forward with this plan, this proposal. He put it together. It was executed, and I'm saying, so somebody now can say, okay, let us do something for the field events. Let us have a field events carnival in different parts of the world, the same way he is doing track, because it is very expensive to do. So if he's
I
doing one
agree.
part, I'm saying, okay, people, instead of saying Michael is only concentrating on track, why not put a plan together and say, all right, we are going to do field. Another person might say, okay, let us do middle and long distance. So you find that everybody is adding something to, so field athletes can go to this carnival, middle distance athletes, and we just have a big party. But I mean, it is so unfortunate how people are knocking him instead of trying to
Mhm.
look at the positives that came out of it. How many it shows that athletes can get ready early in the season and carry through. And this segue to my next question to you, Karen. When you are getting ready for championship, were you one of those athletes that wasn't ready until close to the summer, or you were one of those athletes that could get really early and still keep that momentum going into championship at the end of the summer?
no, because I take a little while to get
Mhm.
into shape. So I will not be at my best in April or even May. I believe you can peak once, and I try to be at a high level for the trials because that's crucial. You can't show up and not be ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I we try to peak for the championships.
And that's
So
good.
most races I'm running loaded, or my coach will just pull me from races and we put in work. Cause and again I can't run loaded. So sometimes I was really frustrated with him, like, come on, like, why am I doing all of these volume right now when everybody is competing? Don't you see what's going on? But I trust him, and I was always patient because I know that at the right time I will be ready for when it matters most.
Mm,
So yeah.
Is the game changing where athletes will now have to get ready earlier so that they don't miss out on earning opportunities?
Uh, it's tricky. It's really really tricky, and this is where your coach really have to have experience. So
mm,
there were some races where my coach taper me, right? So if it was really a big race, he would
Mhm.
taper me a bit. Like for example, when I first ran 10-7 in Rome, the we had a meet in Lausanne, and I was like, I was so mad at my coach because I was like, coach, I run in 2 days, right? And he was putting on some workouts, and I was like, what's going on? I ran the 200 and I ran 22-7, I think, in a -3. So when I went to Rome, I was like, and he was like, this is the race that I'm preparing you for, not that race, right? So you have to pick and choose, right? You have to say, okay, I
mm,
might not win this race, but I have a plan, and this is not the plan. So every race is a dress rehearsal. I mean, some athletes can
mm,
have that mindset while some can't. I had a contract, so we could do that. But when you're talking about some athletes who I have to run, like, it's not a I can't take this race lightly. I have to run. So it really boils down to what is most important. And that's why the Grand Slam was such a good thing,
Yeah.
because
mm.
I you have athletes who listen, I run one race and I'm making more than I would make for the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
Okay, seems as if she's having a little problem with her internet there, or maybe her phone is ringing. Guys, welcome, welcome. I'm talking with Kerron Stewart, yes, world champion and Olympian Kerron Stewart, Jamaica, one of Jamaica's darling in the sprint. It seems as if her internet is giving problem. Monica
problem.
Lewis, I see you, I see you, I see you. Welcome, guys, welcome, welcome. She will rejoin us in a little bit. Welcome, guys. But of course, we're having a chat with one of Jamaica's best to have done it, Kerron Stewart, formerly of St. Jago High School. You know, I have to big up the schools, right? Formerly of St. Jago High School. The St. Jago people will tell you Monk Street is not what? Punk Street. All right,
Concrete.
let's see if Kerron has rejoined us. Not yet. We're not seeing her yet. Hopefully, she'll get back to us very soon. But welcome, everyone. I hope you are happy. I hope you're doing well. We're here celebrating Jamaica, Team Jamaica in Tokyo. Team Jamaica has brought us glory over the 9 days. Okay, here is Kerron. Kerron is back with us. No, not yet. She's having
Mm.
some
But
internet problems there. Maybe she's having weather. But guys, Jamaica finished the championship on a high with 2 silver medals and a total of 10 medals, which we're going to get into a little bit. But Akil, until Caron rejoins us, your thoughts overall on the championship?
the championship lived up to its billing. It was really exciting. I really and truly enjoy just the depth that I saw across the events. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that you would never expect not medaling, actually occurred at these championships, and
Yes.
it really is. It really is. It really is exciting. And the sad part about it is that all that momentum that would have been generated from these championships, it's just going to just go like this,
Yeah.
and everybody's going to go back to their training, and then we have to wait another couple months or so before the excitement to get back there again. Some would say that we another 2 years for that excitement to come back again. And I think that's the problem I have when it comes down to track and field. Because if I'm being very honest, track and field this year has, prior to the championships, track and field this year has been a little bit flat. I don't know what has happened, but after the Grand Slam, after we heard everything about the Grand Slam, like track and field was very, very
It's
flat.
like the energy went down. The
Energy
energy went
went
down a bit.
down. You were struggling to find the events on streaming services. US trials, they weren't taking place on the regular NBC, and people have to be going all over the place in order to get some live coverage, and it was flat. But I'm excited for track and field next season because next season we'll be seeing Atlas. We'll be seeing
And the
uh,
Commonwealth Games
the
also.
Commonwealth Games. We'll be seeing the World Athletics Ultimate Championship. So I'm interested to see how those events really shape up next year. We're going to see the enhanced games.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm interested in that games at
I'm
all.
just
I
kidding.
don't even know if I should ask Kerron her thoughts on I don't know if I should even ask Kerron her thoughts on that games. Your thoughts, Kerron, on the enhanced games.
All
What
right,
you
they lost me at Henance, but
mm,
I don't have enough information to even have a comment. But
Yeah,
the
same.
moment I hear Henance, I'm out.
yes, I totally
I'm
agree.
out.
And look who is joining us, guys. We have Aleen Bailey. Aleen Bailey has joined the party. Aleen, turn your phone like this.
Oh,
Aleen has joined the party. Aleen Bailey, another world champion. You have to rotate, Aleen. I think you're not
okay.
yeah. Yeah, Aleen Bailey has joined the party, guys. Another world champion is here, an Olympic champion. Aleen, you're sideways, you're upside down. Turn it. I think you have to set your phone to
Um,
auto rotate. Yeah, to auto rotate. I think it's in your settings. Ah, there you go, baby. Awesome, awesome. So, guys, oh my God, look at Akil, guys. Look at Akil. Guys, we have Aleen Bailey in the building, Aleen Bailey Taylor. We have Kerron Stewart here in the building. And you know something? Let us jump on to the relay because these two ladies, they have done it for Jamaica at the highest level. Of course, we've closed out the championship with 2 silver medals from our women, the 4x100 meter relay and the 4x4. Let us start with Aleen, who is just joining the party. Aleen, how are you?
tired.
Ah, baby, the baby, right?
But yes, but good. She's active. Crawling around, trying to walk, all in one.
Awesome.
Um, and so yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So we have St. Jago in the building and we have Veer Technical in the building. I love it. I love it. Um, Alien, the relays. Let us talk about the women first because you have worked some magic on the relay team. You own the third leg. Let us go back to 2004 when you guys had on that nice kit. Akil would not know that kit. He's too young to know
What do you
that.
mean I know? What do you mean I know? Listen,
Akil is
that
too
kid
young
is
to know.
legendary. I don't
Yes,
know what you're talking about.
it was. That kit was really legendary. Alien, how long did it take you guys to set up that relay team that won that gold medal coming from Tana Lawrence, to Sharon, to you, to Veronica Campbell Brown. What was the practice like? What was going through you guys' mind? Just tell us a little bit about that, really.
Because we were at training camp, the setup that we had at training camp was different from what we had when we went into the village because we had to change it up. Because there was like trying, we rotated everybody. I only leg I didn't participate in because that was Tanya's leg and nobody can start like Tanya. But we rotated everybody on each leg. But it didn't we didn't seal everything until we got to the training camp, and Sharon and Tanya went perfect. Sharon and because Veronica was on the third leg initially, but her and Sharon passes wasn't going straight. And then me, I'm flexible. I go anywhere and put and work with adjust to it. And then Kerron was there because she was practicing with Kerron and Beverly. They practiced with us as well. So we have Beverly's like stapled third leg.
Right.
Kerron was playing with back stretch and anchor leg
Mm-hmm.
in the event that we needed her. So yeah, and then Sharon and I fit. Veronica and I have been running since high school, so we connected like right off the bat with me passing to her. So it literally took one day for us to figure out that order, but we didn't figure it out until we got into the village, and then we were like we started gelling, like we started like gelling the bond between all five of us, five or six of us, the six of us who did everything together. I made Karen go on stage and dance with me one time. uh,
Part the secret.
because we had like a concert. They had like a concert, and we were up there dancing. And she came on. I think it was Pandora was playing, and she participated with us. Because we were just trying to get her comfortable. Because Karen shy. Back in the day, she did shy. I know she's still shy now.
I'm still shy.
I love it. I love it
Um,
though.
but that was it though. We just gelled, and then over the years, like all the relays we worked on, we just gelled. And that's it's like connection, and we have to like literally spend a lot of time with each other just to get to know each other, and we were all on one accord, and we were there to win, and we made sure we did everything to win.
Alien, I saw something familiar today that happened between you and Veronica. I think it was 2004 when you held on to Veronica's hand and you put the baton in. I saw Tina did it to Tia today where she held on to her sister's hand and she placed the baton. How easy is it to do that?
Oh God, take laser focus, you know. So you have to like
Yeah.
focus, because a lot of times when we're in motion, we don't know, like the outgoing runner don't know that their hand is, because you're in motion, so your hand moves. So and you just take laser focus. So you have to make sure you see the palm of the hand and place it. Um, we were going in high speed, and I just wanted to make sure her hand closed around the stick. But it was moving a little bit, so I wanted to make balance, make sure like I get the button into the hand correctly. So that's why I like stable held it to stable it, but she never probably didn't realize that I was holding on to her hand
Mhm.
to make sure the stick got in there. Watch her hand close and literally let her drag me for a few meters, then I let go.
You that relay, Russia was actually leading. Jamaica wasn't leading. Did
We're
you
in
panic?
second.
What was going through your mind when you realized that Russia was leading? Did you panic? What did you do in order to stay focused? Because you know that Veronica is safe hands, so it's just to get the stick to her.
Because the thing is, two people already ran. I cannot be the one that messed stuff up. So my focus on Veronica, getting to the mark, running as hard as I can to get to her. Because we agreed before we went out there, because we were like, you know what, is is race time and it's finals. Shorten with step just in case we get we had hands, yeah, move too fast, move too quick, we would move where we are supposed to move. I would have hit the mark, but they would have had it, we would have taken like a step or step off. So if they move before I hit the mark, we actually hit where we're original supposed to be. So we um we actually we factored everything in that could possibly happen at the moment, and we made adjustments for it. But my aim was just laser focus. I wasn't care. I didn't care. I saw a prep Russia and said if I can close the
Mm-hmm.
gap enough. My Veronica was on a next a high because she
Right.
just won the 200. So once I get to Veronica, everything will be good, and that's
What did
pretty
you
much what I
say to
did.
Veronica? You said something to her when you gave her the baton. What did you say?
No, I just said reach, and I was like running behind, like run, 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 like let's go, and running behind, yelling behind her for no apparent reason. And poor little cat can't hear me anyways. So I was just yelling behind her, go, 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 and then saw her cross the line,
Did you
and
guys plan that celebration?
I did my job. No, sir.
Veronica came.
No, we didn't plan it. I think we pretty much planned hair and makeup. Yeah, hair
Wow.
and makeup.
It,
Yeah, we
it
had to
was
look good.
all go time. Kerron, you were on that 2019 in Berlin where Jamaica took gold. Aleen, you were also on that team. How long did it take the coaches to put you guys together? It was, let me see who was on that team. Simone Facey was also on that team, and Shelly Ann. How long did it take the coaches to put
Mm.
all four of you together at the right spot? Because Aleen, you earned the curve, you own the curve. Kerron is normally at the back or an anchor. Kerron was the person that anchor. How long did it take the coaches to put all four of you guys together to get that gold medal? Kerron.
Uh, I don't think it was long. It wasn't long. And we
Mm,
didn't practice a lot
What?
too. No, no, we didn't practice
yeah,
because I
because
mean everybody had their race, and I think that year, like the MVP group didn't come to the training camp,
Right. Mm-hmm.
so we
that was the year when they were
yeah,
kicking them
Yes.
out at the World
so there
Championship.
was really not much button pass that was done. I think Alien and I did some passes,
Okay.
but I mean it still wasn't much because it was
Oh yeah,
only three of
Just
us at the well, four at the yeah
for
at the camp.
Veronica. Oh, Veronica was the one that was
Yeah,
practicing with us.
and Veronica practice.
mhm.
So the after we run the heats, they were like, "Yo, we should change it, and I should run anchor," which I didn't care because I could run any leg, but I would run the second leg because that's just my leg. But
You're a beast on the back there,
yeah,
Kerron.
but because they thought that Carmelita was going to anchor, and they were like, I mean, the shape that I was in that year, it was best for me
10-7.
to anchor, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So, but there's something about Jamaica. The more drama we have, I think it just produces goal, I guess. So,
Talk about drama.
yeah. So, crazy enough, like we didn't even warm up for the finals. Like by the time we figured through the work through the drama, I didn't even warm up. It was just time to go
Oh
to the call
yeah,
room.
Wow.
And
yeah.
so we were really like, okay, hope this work.
Wow. Hope this work. Akil, do you have a question or you want me
Because
to
the only
continue?
person who like our leg was confident was me and Alien because we practiced and
Mm-hmm.
we ran the heat
Mm,
together. So
yeah,
that was good.
together, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we're lacking. We're not doing enough practicing. Speed alone is not enough because we've swept the podium in the 100
Mm,
meters and still lose the 4x1, which to me doesn't make sense. There's no way you should sweep a podium and lose the relay. But let us. What did you think about the setup of our 4x1 women this morning? If
Mm.
you guys watch, if not, I can tell you what was the order.
To me, it couldn't set any other way. That was
So,
the best way,
it
to
was
be
the best
honest,
Perfect.
way.
to set it. I think this is the thing. My thing was always honesty when it comes down to the relay. If I'm not 100%, straight up, I'm not 100%. There were times when we're at the championship and they were like, "Oh, you're not running the heat," and I'm like, when I see that lineup, I was like, "Absolutely not. I'm running. Like another 100 meter ain't gonna do nothing.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Seriously, like not running the heats. One more race is not gonna do anything. So seriously, like and when you look at US team, Melissa is the
The world
the
Champ.
world
champion.
champion. She run the first leg. So it's about, okay, what's the best leg, right? Like if I should put a team together, I'm running on it. I'm like, yo, I believe Aleen are the fastest third leg. Like nobody can run it like her. Why would I want to run third leg? No,
Speak, speak.
like no disrespect to anybody, but I don't think anybody can run a second leg like me,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
Why would I put somebody else on the second leg? It makes no sense.
Yeah,
So
if you
again,
don't have
you have
somebody
to put
just as good as
ex-
you.
exactly put people at the right spot. But again, everybody's like, "Oh, I can't run this leg, I can't run that leg," and I'm like, if you are a professional, if you are on this level, you have to learn to make adjustments. You have to make
Karen, you're breaking up a little bit. And I like that point that you're making.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead and make that point again about running any leg at that level. Go ahead.
is
Seem as if
that
just a little muffled, like a little static.
Some muscles, yeah,
Yeah.
some muscle aesthetic.
Yeah, but I do understand what Karen is saying, and I agree with her. When you're a professional alien, as you said, you will run any leg. I watch Alien run in high school,
Mm-hmm.
so I know this. But Alien, because in college, Alien, you were the one that anchored your team after winning that brilliant sprint double that nobody saw coming, 2003.
Yeah.
You ran the anchor leg for your college team.
Yeah. And I ran the heats too. I ran the heats. Um, I think for Jamaica, I've run every single leg. Because my first world championship, in in Helsinki, I started off. I was like, I can't start, but I went out there and did the best I could.
Indeed.
Um, I ran backstretch, I ran ankle, third leg, I ran ankle leg. So I mean, it's if I can't do something, I figure out how to do it. Like if I can't pass, I never used, I couldn't pass stick before, but I practice. So it's practice. And if I'm inexperienced, like the whole year, like here, like they're saying, I don't, athletes are inexperienced on relays, but you had the whole year. You train in, everybody have trains with a group of people. Practice for every single leg.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
practice the circuit, practice the practice.
you just never know. I saw
Yeah.
TT Terry, she ran the ankle leg at the World Relays because Shakari wasn't there, or they did not have anybody else. And she came back to the World Championship and she took up her place on the back. So if duty calls and you have to go to another leg that is not your preferred leg,
Mhm.
Karen, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, and I really we have to learn to compromise.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I remember Commonwealth game, Mr. Graham was like, because it was just this big drama, and he said, "Run, you're gonna start," and I'm like, "Okay, cool," because any leg, I'm gonna destroy it anyway. So
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. And even Veronica was like, "You really gonna start?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have a horrible start when I'm running 100, but when
Mhm.
I'm running this relay, it won't be the same." And
It's
Yeah.
a
so
It's
different
different.
thing.
yeah,
It's
and then
different.
we did it, and it worked, and they were there complaining. I was like, yo, it makes no sense for us to complain about this. I'm good with this leg. We're gonna be successful. Hey, come on, let's do this. And when you practice, you realize things, right? Like Veronica is the same thing. I had to hold her hand to put in the stick as well.
Mhm.
If I didn't practice with her, I wouldn't know all of that.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
again, we don't have to be best friends. We don't have to be best buddies. We don't have to call each other every day. But when it comes to the relay, it's a team. There is no I, there is no me. Is just a team, and we all have the same goal. We're trying to win. But this, I can't run this leg and I can't run that leg. I can't understand that. None at all. We are not in primary school. We are not in high school. We are professionals. We're doing this for a living. You have to make adjustments. It's as simple as that. As Aileen said, yo, we try everything and it no work, and then all right.
Mm-hmm.
But don't come to me and say, hey, I
We
only can
can.
run third leg, or we can only run. All right, that's what you can do. All right, you're not running.
I love
Exactly.
that. I love
It's
that,
as
guys.
simple as that.
Go ahead, Akil. Go ahead.
May I ask you, I understand that if it happens over and over and over again, then it's a problem. But what if an athlete expresses that they're not confident in running a particular leg and they don't want to compromise the team's chances of winning? What do you say in that instance?
All right, see
Because,
that's a different situation. All right,
okay.
2015, right? 2008, we dropped the stick on the third leg, right? I was on the third leg. So 2015, when they asked me to run the third leg, again, I was like in Beijing again, the same stadium. Like, yes, mentally that was there, but guess what? Again, I had to adjust. My country
Mm-hmm.
needed me. I have a responsibility. I show up on the team. I travel with them to Beijing and said, I am available for relay duties. Right? So
Mm-hmm.
whether I was comfortable or not, I had to remember that I have a duty. I am a professional. And I willingly know that, okay, I am going to go out there and I'm going to do the best that I can. However, you have time to practice. So even if
Mm-hmm.
you're not comfortable,
Yeah.
my thing is, yo, let's try it. If it no work, it no work. It's as
Mm-hmm.
simple as that.
I have another question as well. Should individual performances at a championship give athletes leverage in the relay? Because sometimes,
No.
okay, because
Yeah, I,
sometimes
I, I
No.
agree. I
It,
agree with Alien on that one. I think
no
it's
problem.
fitness. Yeah, one, it's fitness for me, and also because you can have the best people and it just don't work.
Woo! Speak.
Okay.
And it
Speak.
really just don't work. Like when I know some people probably didn't see question why Jackson wasn't on the relay as well. And I was like, hats off to that coach. I hope she's not hurt. But hats off to the coach who made that decision, because I honestly think that was the best team.
I think so too.
That was the best team.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely.
Because I asked this
few more
question because
individual
to the
picture.
normal fan watching, like myself, there's this notion that the athlete who performs the best at the championships, they're the ones who normally run an anchor.
No.
Hence why I
Bolt,
asked if
be-
an athlete's
Bolt,
individual performance should give them that leverage.
No.
Bolt run third leg
Yeah,
couple.
yeah,
I remember a couple
individual.
times Bolt run third leg.
Right.
When
No.
Asaka was the best for
Right.
the ankle leg. Bolt run third leg.
But look at even Justin Gatlin. Justin Gatlin run the back for America. He's never on.
Because that's where they.
Right, because that's where he fits. Justin Gatlin is never on the anchor. If he's on the anchor leg, maybe he's one out of how many times, but I cannot remember Gatlin being on the anchor leg because Team USA know that, look, we need him on the back. Goes back to what Aleen says. Bolt, Usain Bolt, who was winning the medals in the men category,
Mm-hmm.
double, he was on the third leg unless Asafa was there. If Asafa is there, he's on the third leg. If Asafa is not there, we drop Johan on the third and put
Both.
Bolt and Anchor, and it leave. And I don't know, it seemed as if you guys back then were a little different. How did you guys make these decisions? Did you make the decisions with the coach, or what was it like? Because it seemed as if it was different then from what we currently have.
Um,
Because we have, like, the athlete had an input, like we all different things, and then we know each other because we work together. So based on our, like, how we gel with each other, we make decision based off that. Um, I don't know. Sometimes, like, now is like, um I don't see that. And then, I remember Bolt would make sure everybody run the leg that each individual or is good at. I don't know what's going on, and that's the same thing with us. I don't know we genuinely run where we fit, and we generally adapt to where we fit. So if coach say, yeah, run well, me coach, say me feel say, we collectively as a team was like, like, Karen, and let's say me, Karen, Shelly, and Veronica. Let Karen would say, coach, I would be better served on the backstretch instead of ankle leg, based on how everybody's performing, type situation. And the coaches will actually listen to us. I don't know if the coaches now, um, well,
Yeah,
from
yeah, we're
2011,
not sure
from
what's happening.
2011, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, them not listen.
yeah, I don't know what it is like now,
Hmm.
but I know before, like, it was a collective
Yeah.
decision. But at the end of the day, we do whatever the coaches asks. But all right, for example, I remember 2007 when I think Mr. Graham, Casey Graham, was the coach for the women relay that year, and he set the team. And when he set the team, I was like, no, like, absolutely not. I was like, why would you want to put Sherry on the second leg? I was like, let her start. Let her
Sherry and
start. Me
Brooks.
run. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, let her start. Let me run second. I forgot who run third,
I
and
think
in
I think Shelley ran it in the
in
heat.
the heats.
Shelley
Yeah,
ran in the heat, and I think they put Simone on the final.
Simone Facey.
On the final, yeah.
Was Bridget on any of those teams though, like 2007?
No, Bridget
Bridget?
No.
was either after
Uh,
or before.
Karen, your audio is a little off, Karen. Yeah, Karen, your audio is a little off, Karen. We're not hearing you, Karen.
the athletes, we know each other. The coaches don't really know,
Karen?
right? So if we said, like, this is who I think would run better at that leg on that leg, is because we trust each other and we
Yeah.
know each other. And sometimes the coaches, they don't. So if they are just making that decision without the athletes, it's not good. And I think that's why it leads to controversy all the time.
Yeah. And we've been having a lot of, really troubles over the last few seasons. But Aleen, I have a question for Aleen, and she just went off. Let us bring back who went. Okay, Karen. Aleen, someone in the comment, and I'm going to throw this out at you because you wore that suit. Somebody in the comment is talking about that suit from 2004. Aileen, when you guys saw that bodysuit that you won that 4x1 relay in, did that suit help to motivate or to build your confidence? What was it like when when the ladies saw that cut and that suit? What was the reaction like when you guys realized that this is what you're wearing for the relay? How was it accepted? Karen
Like
is
initially,
laughing.
initially we were like, I don't know about this. Because it was like a whole production suit, because they were telling us that they would spray paint us. They were gonna spray paint like a design on our leg and stuff like that, and we're like, I don't know about that. And I think they had like sleeves for us to wear and stuff like that. I'm like, no. And then we were worried about the little strap thing, the little see-through strap.
Mm-hmm.
And we it's a good thing because it's a good thing we did fit-ins before the competition, because the actual sizes that we normally wore, we had to go a size up because the thing was so tiny and the cut in the front was super high.
Oh
So
yes. We
yeah.
we the fans remember. We the fans. We saw it.
And it took a lot of negotiation because Veronica is conservative, and that was a lot for her at the time. And then she was like young and just coming on the scene too, so it was a lot for her. So it took a lot of convincing and changing sizes to make her feel and get her comfortable. Because you know, Sharon is like the Sharon and Tanya were like they love the fashion and style and stuff. Me and Veronica was just like we'll just throw on something and roll out and run. But it took it's me, myself, and Veronica. It took convincing us, to get comfortable. And Sharon and Tanya got us comfortable, and everybody got us comfortable. And Veronica was like, "Well, I'll do it, but me not put no paint on myself painting because she not paint up and everything." I was like, "Okay, we can do without the paint. We can do like." So I think we did like a flag under our eye or something like that. But then when we saw it, it was like, yeah, we definitely have to win. Being in this, we definitely had to win. And when we walked out on the track, and we definitely had to win, because I think usually you take your mark and then dress down. Sharon are taking our marker in the suit, ready to go. Um, so
Karen, if you had to wear that suit, would you have worn it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm conservative too, but whatever they want to run it, I run it. But for the relay, it's my
Awesome.
races, I run it.
Awesome. Your audio is a little choppy, Karen. I'm not sure what.
I don't know what's going on. Is
I
that
don't know if your phone is trying to ring or something. R&R, behave yourself. RR. Welcome each and everyone. Conrad, I'm seeing
break?
you. Huh?
No, I'm hearing that
Okay.
break too.
Okay. Guys, welcome. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. It is all about celebrating Jamaica track and field, the legacy. And in the building tonight is two of my many favorites, Kerron Stewart, formerly of St. Jago, and Aleen Bailey Taylor, formerly of Ver Technical, the two schools in Jamaica with the most Olympian that has produced the most Olympian, Ver Technical first, and the St. Jago second. Welcome. Guys, ladies, training in Jamaica is where our medals are now coming from. Jamaica is doing a great thing, training the athletes at home. And I saw this from 2008, where as it is right now, the only medalists that we had in Tokyo were the ladies from the 4x4, but everybody else trained in Jamaica. Your thoughts on what we're doing in Jamaica, the likes of Glenn Mills, Stephen Francis with MVP, Swept Track Club, all the track clubs, Sprint Tech, Elite, you name it. Your thoughts, ladies. Anyone can go first.
That's really great. Um, I'm not sure what to add to that, but that's really great.
It is.
it's good to have that quality from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It is. I like to see, but you know something, I'm going to ask you guys this. What do you think about, we have a new crop of athletes coming up. You're now seeing where the baton is being handed off, because when you look at the Jamaican team and the athletes who went out and really do good, we had a young team. That team was young from the 100 all the way to the field events, to the 800, the 1500. Shelly-Ann in the 100 meters now handed over the baton to the Clayton twins and company. Of course, we have people like Brianna Liston, who is in the wings waiting. We have Alana Reed waiting. We have so many young athletes who are waiting. Your thoughts on the young crop of athletes that we have coming through that we're going to see by 2027? I'm sure that most of these young athletes will be rolling out to in China, where we'll be going back for the next World Championship.
Oh, I think
I'm
that's all.
excited. I'm excited to see, these younger kids come.
All right, Kerron, we're not hearing Kerron so well. I'm not sure why. Yeah. You want to disconnect and reconnect, Kerron? I did promise you, ladies, that I wouldn't keep you long, but the conversation is so sweet. Yes, Aleen, your thoughts on what we're seeing with these young athletes? Your alma mater, Veer Technical, is still producing athletes, because when you look at the team, Sharika is there from Veer Technical. Andronette Knight is also from Veer Technical.
Nikisha
Nikisha
Price.
Price is also from Veer Technical. So Veer Technical is still producing athletes up to this day. Your thoughts on where we're going?
I'm like excited to see where we're going. I can't wait for the world, the junior team that broke the world junior record to like literally come back together, because can't even tell you how them are gonna mash up the place. So I am
Indeed.
excited to see what's happening, and then like which the switch off with the twins. One was at the Olympic, did awesome, and one this year did awesome. So I'm just excited to see. I'm excited. I know we're gonna be on top, and then the men, I can't lift out men them because they're
Yep.
doing
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yep.
And they're going to and the new crop is, I'm excited to see. We had our little off year, I know, off couple of years, I know we're back at it. So there's always a reset, and this is our where we're resetting and we're coming back good.
Karen, from the 80s, the women have been dominating the medal table for Jamaica. Last year at the Olympic Games, Jamaican men dominated the medal table for Jamaica. And this year again, we're seeing where the men really stepped up, winning 4 individual medals on the track and 1 in the field. Your thoughts on what is happening here, Kerron?
I mean, it's long overdue. I think, we took a little while. We went back to development. We have went back to development, and the athletes are now they're rising, and they're rising fast. And I think we're gonna see a big change, because I remember 2007. I heard my national anthem once at Osaka World Championship. And then fast forward to 2008, I mean, I heard it so many times, right? So I think we're going to see a big shift, a big change in just the sporting world. I think track and field is really gonna come with a bang, and it's just rising, because we're gonna see more 10-6, more 21s. I mean, 40, 43 in the 400 is like the new thing. I think we're gonna start seeing even more women running 48 lows, 47. So track and field is just on a high. And as I said before, and I'm gonna end with this again, I hope the people who make the decisions, they catch on, because the athletes are like 50 steps ahead of them.
Ahead. Mm-hmm.
So I truly hope that they catch on. They start doing better as organizers. I mean, when you're giving somebody a position like a president and CEO and stuff like that, you expect them to put in the work. So I am challenging the federations, I'm challenging the IOC, all of the organizers, I'm challenging them to not match what the athletes are doing.
I totally agree with you, and we have to catch up, and that segues to a question that is coming to you guys. Somebody's asking, how do you feel about our 800-meter men the fact that we're growing. We had five athletes actually went to Tokyo in the 800 meter for Jamaica, three women and two men. That is just outstanding. Your thoughts on the middle distance now looks like it is getting somewhere. How can we keep this going?
Invest in the process. Start from an early age. Because
Yeah.
your grassroots program is focused on the middle distance. So what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing is actually what needs to be done. Start from a
Agree.
young age and get them in love with it from that age, and they will grow. And the country just needs to in Jamaica in itself just need to invest in it, because I feel like we focus more on the sprints, and we forgot that there's like the middle distance, and we forgot there's like field events.
Right.
And it's a collective. It's not just track. It's track and field, and it's not just sprints. It's the field events, the longer distance. So we just have to focus more and invest in our kids. But like I said, Heather, what you started with your program, it's the best thing. So if they could replicate, them need to link you, replicate what you're doing, getting the kids
Thank
in
you.
love with it from a younger age, and then it will grow phenomenally.
Thank you. Go ahead, Akil.
I just want to add as well, um, what Navaske did at these World Championships. I believe the last Jamaican athlete or Jamaican male to make it to 800, a global 800-meter final was it's Arthur Wins, right?
Yes,
It
and that
was
was like
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was like way back in
1940.
Back in the day.
1952. Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
1952. Yeah.
That was way back. So it just shows you how great Navaske's performance was. I just want to highlight though that the stage has been set for it, because we have been having juniors who were running and threatening, making semifinals of World Juniors, doing well on the collegiate circuit. So the stage was set for it, and know that Navasky has literally kicked down the door and has now entered into the top 800-meter men in the world. I hope that other Jamaican men can follow suit. I'm happy that you mentioned the investment as well. I particularly hope that Navasky gets a lot of investment as well in his own career, because what he did was monumental. He literally took off basically 2 seconds, almost 2 seconds off the national record, right?
Yeah.
And and for him to perform the way he did, I really hope that he's compensated for it, because guess what? Get you I think athletes, yes, they want to love the event, but they also want to see that there is value in
Mm-hmm.
doing well in the event, because they would see examples of individuals who would have done well in the event and would have been compensated for it. So I really hope that he gets the support that he needs. As it relates to the 800 meters men, the 800 meter, the middle distance is literally leveling up, because I could not believe, who would have told me in 2025 that 1 minute 52 was going to finish seventh in a World Championship final?
No,
Like,
that's fast.
that is really fast. Who would have told me that a 1 minute 55 couldn't even get you a medal in the 800 meters for women? All three women running below sub 1 minute 55 in the 800. So the events are definitely leveling up. And the only way we can catch up as a nation is if we really pour into our athletes. We can't allow what happened with Turkey and our field events happen again in any other event. Because I just want to highlight how serious that situation was. Like, we literally lost four of our medalists from Turkey, and it showed in the field, because our field representation wasn't as strong as it was back at the Olympic Games.
Yeah,
So
we had 16 athletes in the field events, 10 events, and we got to five finals with one medal. And that was from Tajay Gill. So you're definitely right. You're looking at the data, Akil, that
mhm,
we have fall off significantly since last year when you look at the athletes who switched and what we got this time around. So, as you ladies say, we really need to invest. And when we have these championship and we see these things, you know, everybody talk about it and said, yeah, we need to do more. But when you go to people and said, look, this is what I'm trying to do, how can we partner and do this? You know, people are saying, well, you know, in Jamaica we don't have people were trying to tell me that we don't have the DNA to run middle and long distance competitively. And while watching the World Championship,
Mm.
I was looking at, and I'm going to share the data with you guys, how many countries won medals in the middle and long distance and the walk and the runs. You had Italy winning medal, you had Ukraine winning medal, you had Sweden winning medal, Japan won medal, France, Germany, Algeria, Ecuador, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, Spain, Great Britain, China, Uruguay, Bahrain, Portugal, Tanzania. I don't even know where Tanzania is. New Zealand, Morocco, Australia. All those companies won medal in the middle and long distance. A matter of fact, it was so overwhelming that it seemed as if Ethiopia sadly did not turn up at the championship in the distance races if we were watching, and I deliberately watched keenly because I want to see what was happening out there. So this thing that it's not in our DNA and we have Jamaicans have fast twitch muscles and we can only sprint. I don't know. I think it's
The
rubbish.
lie. All them maroons them, all the maroons them escape. Them that for
I,
run long distance.
I don't know, Aleen, but you guys tell
All
me
them
if
reach a maroon town. Them have to no far. Them have to run from the sugarcane and
listen.
travel far distance. So we can't cover the distance.
Listen, I am going to say it again. I've said it already, and I'm going to say we just need to put systems in place and we will get the job done. Put the system in place, give the athletes an opportunity. No athlete should be left behind because they cannot sprint. How many people can go in a sprint race? You
Not a
guys
lot.
know this, only three or four tops, but at the Olympic level, it is only three. So when you are producing 50, 100-meter boys out of high school and maybe 40 girls, how many of those athletes will come through to meet the top three or say to meet the top six? What do we do with the rest of them? Karen, you're burning to say something.
No, I'm listening. uh, I mean, hats off to the middle distance group. Hats off to the field events because I know they're under supported. But they keep showing up. They keep persevering, and they just keep showing up and keep getting better. Because now we also had a discus thrower female that made it to the finals,
Samantha
right? Which
Hall.
Congratulations.
which is the first. So
Mhm.
I think we just have to do better. And the athletes too, we have to get involved. I think because we have too much people who one don't understand the sport, don't understand the athletes are making the decisions. So we can complain all we want, but until we get involved and to help make those changes and make the difference that we want to see, we're gonna still have these issues, to be honest. So I think it's on us. We might have to be as bold as Michael Johnson and and just get it done.
Yeah, yeah. Karen, as a coach yourself, the both of you have been involved in coaching. How do you sell events to your athletes? Let's say an athlete come to you and said, Coach, I want to sprint, but you know that, listen, you cannot sprint. I think you would do better as a quarter miler. How are you able to convince that athlete that the quarter mile is your best event and you can do well at it?
I coach high school kids, so it's it's a little challenging sometimes, but not all the time. But my thing is, if you like something and you want to do it, I'm not going to stand in your way, right? I'm going to allow you to do it, and then when it don't work out, you come back and say, all right, you want to try it my way. But I don't force it on them. I
Mm,
allow them to make that decision, because I'm also teaching them to make decisions on their own
mm,
and support it. Crazy enough, I had a young lady. She's 14, and she wanted to do the sprints, and I was like, your better event is a 400. That's what I believe. And she said, coach, I want to run the 200. I really just want to run it. I know I'm gonna do well. And I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. Just go run it. And listen, let me tell you something, she proved me wrong. And that's
mm,
why I don't force my athletes to do anything. I allow them to do it their way and guide them. And if it don't work, they have to know that, okay, coach is still here. If it work, coach is still here. Because I have this thing with them, I am not always right. Not always right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't matter what age you are, if you believe something, hey, voice your opinion. Just like the goal setting, I don't tell them about the goals. You set your goals. I
Mm-hmm.
don't set your goals for you. So it's about really guiding them, and sometimes you have to just accept the fact that, listen, you're not a sprinter. You will be way better doing this event.
How did, when you were going to high school, you were first at John Mills, who was one of those schools that, was doing great things in track and field, and then you went to St. Jago. How were you able to choose the event that you are good
I,
at
I
to,
didn't I didn't choose. I didn't choose my event. My coach tell me, hey, you're gonna run this? Okay, coach.
wow,
I didn't choose that event. Funny enough, though, when I was at John Mills, I was actually really good at the 400. Because at 12 I run 56.
so why
And
did you
I think
switch?
I think that, well, I mean, the switch was right. The switch was right. Listen, this is how the switch came about. So I would still run the 100 and run the 400. That's what I did at my first champs. I was in class 3. Weird combination, because I just run the 400 and I have to come back for run the 100. So Merlene got hurt, and she was the 1-2 person. She got hurt, so my coach was like, all right, you're gonna run the 1 and the 2, because I would have run the 400. And since then, I just never went back to the 400. There was no talks about the 400. I just run the 4x4, 1, 2, and that was it. So
Wow. And that's fine, my
mm,
thing is that I've seen athletes over the years, Kerron, they stay in one event and they never advance, and they
mhm.
haven't done anything to try something else.
No,
mm,
if that's one thing I wish I did more. Like, I was like, when I wish I had run the 400 at least once. Like,
mm,
Allison always switch it up, and I
Mhm.
always like, I wish, if there is one regret, I wish I had done it. But the fact that I was sprinting, and 400 is not for the weak of heart. So the
So I
fact that I
heard.
was running, I was running the sprints, and I was doing well. I didn't really even think to challenge myself to run the 400, because I'm like, why am I challenge myself with that pain? Right? But when you see it, and that's one of the reasons as well why I really like the Grand Slam, because it truly pushes you out of your comfort
Comfort
zone.
zone.
Yeah.
Yep,
Bec-
indeed.
I just want to ask a question and that just highlight something.
Yeah.
So the question is, when you were pro athlete,
Mhm.
did you have that room to switch and to experiment when it comes down to events, or you just have to stick to your main event, which was what secured the contract?
I never challenge it, but
Mm,
when you sign a contract, whatever event, so like for me, it was the 1 and the 2. Plus, I had
mm,
to think about, in the contract, I had world rankings in it. So
mm,
I didn't want to mess around too much to try to run 400 when I was really getting paid for the 1 and the 2. But at the beginning of every season, open up with a 400, and I just run it to run it. It wasn't like, okay, I'm really serious about this. Plus, coach didn't want to take me too deep into the quarter mile workout when I still had to focus on my speed for the 100 and the 200. But I wish I had at least run some 4x4s, though. But I know that I try to stay away from that because there was already too much controversy with with relays. So I was like, I don't even want to get in the middle of that because I understand, they're like, okay, you ran the 1 and the 2 at the trials, you didn't run the 400, so why should we put you in the
But
pool?
that's but that's not how it work. That's not how it work, Kerron. The selectors, the rule is that if you are able to run a leg, if you are in current form, good form, all right, let us use the United States a little bit. The United States go as far as 800 for their 4x4. They go as far as 400-meter hurdles and quarter milers to run on their 4x1 team if they have to. If you are good, and that is what I think we need to do more of, that where we need to go outside of the box when we choosing a relay team. What they did to bring in Anjanette Knight, that was, I commend them for that, because she was on the relay team last year. She was running a beautiful leg. Of course, the baton was knocked from her hand, and to see her come back this year and give us a silver medal with the 4x4 team, it is just outstanding. But we really have to be creative. We have to go outside of, as you said, our comfort zone. But let me ask you something. Merlene Walker is formerly from St. Jago, just like you. What was it like competing against Merlene? I mean, the talent that she is and the talent that you are, what was it like, the both
Yeah,
of you
my
competing?
my talent and Million talent is too different. Some like,
What?
yes, no, seriously, when Million is one of the most talented people I know I have come across. Like, I always compare her to Bolt. Like, they're not the workaholic, but when you get them locked in for a month or even 2 months, they are the most dangerous athletes you could ever line up next to. So I wouldn't compare my talent with
Oh, wow.
her talent at all.
She's that superior.
Yes, she is. I mean, this girl is talented. I mean, she could run any event.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that. She could high jump, long jump. I mean, hurdles, flat events. Like, Merlin
One
is
and two.
one of the most talented. And it's like when you see what Sydney is doing now, when you see
Woo!
what Allison had done, you really wonder, like, if she had gotten the opportunity to do all of these things, like what she could have accomplished. But I think everything happens for a reason. I think the path that you take is the path that you're supposed to be on. And we can always speculate and hope and wish,
Yeah.
what could have been.
Yeah.
Let me just highlight. Let me just piggyback on that. I actually think that Million is the only athlete in that event that I think that I think have the mentality to challenge Sydney. Even if Sydney's running a 50.38 in the four hurdles, I believe that Million, her gutsiness, her determination, her personality, I believe Million would have pulled heaven from earth to
She's
ensure that
fearless.
to ensure that she is able to either challenge or beat Sydney. If she and Sydney were in the same era, only athlete I believe could
I
have beat with her.
All right. If I'm being completely honest, Sydney is on a different planet.
She is.
She's on a different
Yes,
planet.
your thoughts
But
on Sydney, because Sydney are
mine,
going with some things when are
before
normal.
before I get to Sydney, like, I think Melaine could have broken
The world
the world
record.
record, previously. I
Mm.
think she could have broken that. Like, hats off. But you have to understand, Merlene didn't like the event. So she was
That's
she was
true.
just running because she don't like lose.
Yes,
Right? Merlene just didn't like to lose. But yeah, Sydney, yeah, she is on a different planet. Like, everybody else is just in Sydney's track and field world right now. Like,
everybody.
different
Why?
athlete, different. They said some people are God just created them specially to do certain things. And it doesn't matter how much talent you have, how hard you work, you just cannot match up
To
to it.
them.
Right? When you're created to do something, you're just created to do it. We might never see another Sydney for a very, very, very long time. And I mean, athletes now who are getting to compete with her, I mean, I'm sure it's just a privilege. And I mean, just as a fan of the sport, I mean, and you know what I love about this World Championship? It wasn't just one performance.
No, no, no,
It,
no.
it wasn't
Yes,
it wasn't
yes.
just Sydney.
Mm-mm,
It was
mm-mm.
like every race.
Everywhere, yeah.
It was just some huge moments. And this is why. And I mean, it would be hard to top '09 because of what Usain did, but it was more than just one performance. Like
Yeah,
'09, we could say,
Um,
okay, it was a Bolt World Championship, but it wasn't just a Sydney World Championship.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was hers. It was the young kid from Botswana,
Mm,
Oblique. I mean,
mm,
Faith. I
mm-hmm.
mean, Shellyan. It was
So
there
many.
wasn't there wasn't just one superstar. I mean, even Mando. I mean, it wasn't just one.
Mondo.
It would be hard right now to really pick
Mm-hmm.
one person to say, hey, they should get the MVP for that meet. It would be very
Yeah.
hard to pick one person because I mean, Faith with what she was able to accomplish. I mean, what Shellyan was able to accomplish. I mean, it's
Mm,
so much is really, and it's just the story, the comeback story, the perseverance. I mean, I am just so excited for track and field.
Yeah.
And it's not just the excitement for the Jamaican athletes are doing well. I am just excited as a fan of the sport, like
Mm-hmm.
every single performance.
Indeed, indeed. And you know, something else I realized too, Kerron, that we crowned a lot of new champions. The entire sprints were new champions. From the 100 to the 200, I think it was in the sprints. I think the only person that repeat was Noah Lyles in the 200.
Hmm.
But
mm,
everything else, it was all new
Yes,
champions.
800,
Yes.
400, both men and women.
I think only
The
a
100
few
meter
people
men, women.
repeat. The only a
In
few
the
people.
field, you have Mando, you
Yes.
have
Mondo
Valverde,
and Ryan Krause, I think, are the two
yes.
from the field that
Um, the
repeat.
discus thrower. Um, I mean, even the javelin really kind of shit.
Hmm.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Even the high jump. I mean, it's just the triple jump. Oh,
Everything. The
it's just a
long jump.
change. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Hmm.
a change, and
mm,
right now it's just upward. When
Yeah.
we have this change, it's just upward.
Yeah. Yeah. And the
mm.
thing too, even a lot of the Olympic champions were not able to win
Hmm.
a year after they weren't able to win in Tokyo. That's just at
Mm.
another level.
Indeed.
Just at another level. But Akil, I'm going to give you one more question for Karen, and I'm going to take one more because I did promise her that I'm not going to
Yeah.
keep her long. But of course, it is always a good conversation when I have Karen. So if you have another question for her, go ahead, and then I'll shoot another one at her, and then I'll let her
Okay.
go.
Okay. So I have one last question. 2012. Well, 2012. My apologies.
Mhm.
2012. You were in that hot race. World record was broken. right? And you guys actually broke the previous world record as well. I run under the previous world record as well. Going into that race, what was the team's thought process like? Because you guys were up against Carmelita Jetta, Alistair Felix just won the 200 meters, right? And you had Tina Bartoletta as well as Bianca Knight. What were your thoughts going into the race? You guys really believe that you guys can take them on?
They had a
Um,
super team. I mean, there's no way around it. They had a super team. But one thing that they did that year, and that's why they were so successful, is they ran together at a lot of different meets
they did.
while Jamaica was just chilling, right? They ran at a lot of
Oh
different
boy.
meets. And so they got so used to each other that I mean, they could have won from lane one, to be honest. But we did have like a uphill battle because I didn't make the finals. I wasn't at 100%,
Hmm.
100%. But I mean, when we line up, we are even. Like we
Hmm.
are even. The moment we line up, we're even. Nothing that you did the day before, nothing that you did even a couple hours ago, it means nothing at all. So we line up believing that we could win. At least I knew I line up believing that we could win.
Hmm.
You just had to prove me wrong.
Understood.
Sounds like championship. Someone is asking a question, Karen.
Okay.
Tuffy Rudy is saying, due to the fact that young athletes are in love with the sprints because of the publicity, do you think this is the opportunity to market Navaski Anderson to
Yeah.
open door for young middle distance athletes?
All right. Guess here the thing. When you see somebody like a Michael Jordan play basketball, everybody wants to be a Michael Jordan. When you see what Shelly Ann has accomplished, when you see what Bolt and Asafa and all those greats have accomplished, right? They want that's what they want to see. So if we start having athletes who are doing well in those events, it's gonna open other kids' eyes to now believe. Because once you see somebody do something, now you actually say, okay, if they can do it, I can do it.
I can do
But
it.
sometimes the fear is nobody has done it before, so who am I to believe it, right? And there's a few of us who say, all right, I don't mind failing. I'm gonna do it whether it's popular, whether there is somebody has done it before. I'm gonna do it. So now we're gonna see more people because now look, no, we start having more athletes who are jumping well, throwing well, high jump, all of that. So we have more athletes who are saying, okay, I'm gonna try this. Maybe I can't sprint as fast as this person, so let me try this. And I think sometimes the coaches as well have to really push the athletes outside of their comfort zone, right?
Totally agree with you, Karen. And on that note, I would love to keep you longer, but I am a woman who keeps my promise because I want you to come back. So, but it was really a pleasure talking to you, Karen. As always, you know your knowledge and your love for the sport and thing. Thank you very much, and also thank you very much for bringing glory to Jamaica in what you did. And before you go, one last question and then you can
All
go.
right. Okay.
2009, you had the world lead, you had the fastest time. Everybody was behind you. You were left in the blocks in Berlin at the World Championship, but
I
you
can
were coming at Shellyan like a train, Karen. Karen, where you get that top end speed from? Is it something
practice.
you do in practice?
Yes, practice. My coach give me used to give me this workout ins and out. By that's where I really master my top end speed. Like, and for me, I just never think the race is over until
Until
we
it's over.
cross the finishing line. Plus, I pride myself on mechanics. Like my coach wasn't a big mechanical coach, but I was mechanical to a T. I would scrutinize everything. When I watch Flo Joe run, Marion Jones, I watch for the technique and how, and of course, all time favorite Asafa. I watch everything Asafa did. Like, I mean, even when I teach, pull up Asafa race, nobody else race but Asafa, because from start to finish, this man was just so technically, he was almost
Flawless.
perfect.
Yeah, flawless. Indeed, indeed. Kerron Stewart, guys, one of my favorite, stopped by to chat with us. I told her 30 minutes, but it's an hour and a half. Kerron, please don't hold it against
No,
me. Thank,
absolutely not.
thank you very, very much. And I'm sure we will have her back again. Akil, I know Kerron is one of your favorites. So if you want to say something to her,
Thank you, Mr. Henry.
thank you very much, Karen, and have a good evening, my dear. Thank you
Appreciate it.
very
Thank
much.
you so much. And
You're
thank you
welcome.
both. Thank you both for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good
Have a
one.
good one. Thanks.
Bye. Guys, that was Karen. She is one of my favorites. Yes, she's one of my favorite Jamaican athletes. Very humble, very knowledgeable, very intelligent young lady out of St. Jago, as they said, St. Jago. I go Monk Street and a Punk Street. Only Jamaicans could come up with that. Marlene Green, how are you? Welcome. She's saying thanks to Karen for representing the black, green, and gold. Black African 58 is saying thanks. Tuffy Rudy is saying thanks for all you do for our country. Indeed, indeed. And is the Schaefer Rose is saying bless you, Karen, and she's also saying she missed Merlene Walker. Where is she? Yes, indeed. Merlene was here a few months ago. I did a very interesting interview with Merlene a few months ago, but she's fine. She's around. She is in Jamaica and she's coaching. Yes, she was one of them that helped Heidel to their championship this year at Champ. She was very, very instrumental in Heidel winning girls champs. But Melaine is around. She's a sweetheart, very down to earth, and all the good things. Kerry and Phillips, welcome. RR, welcome. Black African out of Ghana. Ghana is in the building. Guys, wherever you are, just put the name of where you are in the chat so I can big you up where you are. RR, I'm not sure where you are. Donnet Carnegie said, bless up, bless up. Donnet Carnegie, everyone on the live, welcome, welcome. Wherever you're watching from, guys, whether it is Africa, Asia, South America, North America, Oceanic, Antarctica, wherever you are coming from, welcome, welcome. My name is HP, and with me is my bright little analyst, future doctor, Akil Henry is in the building. Look at that smile. Akil, your thoughts on that chat just now with Aleen and Karen.
I enjoyed it. It's good to get an athlete perspective on some of the things that we as fans would often speculate. So I like the fact, I love the fact that when I asked about the whole leveraging and, if an athlete did extremely well in their individual event, should they get their preferred legs? I'm happy that they said resoundingly no. Because
Yeah,
these have been athletes who would have done well in their respective events prior to the release. So to hear them say that, I really appreciate that. And even just to give insight into, like, for example, the training and, understanding that coaches, even as Karen stated, that for her the way how she did her way she went about her season, at trials, her coach would taper her to ensure that she was at a high level for trials, but really and truly the peak was at world championships, and it was really fun, and really informative to get such insight. And I definitely will hold on to that as I
indeed,
seek to learn more about
indeed.
track and field and just sports in general.
Indeed, indeed. We have another Jamaican athlete in the building, Andrea Bliss. Andrea Bliss is in the chat. Andrea, please to click on the link and have a 5 minutes chat with us if you can. Andrea Bliss, another outstanding hurdler from St. Jago, Mount Street. Andrea Bliss. Andrea Bliss was untouchable. The girl is, let me tell you, I have to give this to St. Jago. St. Jago really produce a lot of outstanding athletes. They produce some of the best hurdlers, whether it's sprint hurdlers, 400-meter hurdlers, because Delarine Ennis London is also from St. Jago, and we all know what she and Bridget Foster Hilton did at the 2009 World Championship, where they both won gold and bronze for Jamaica. So St. Jago, big up yourself. I'm always bigging up the school. Yeah, tell me where you are, guys. Tell me where you're watching from. We're recapping Tokyo. We just had a chat with the great Kerron Stewart and Aleen Bailey. Kerron Stewart, formerly of St. Jago. Aleen Bailey, formerly of their technical. Okay, Black African is saying some of my siblings went to St. Jago. Wow, St. Jago is out in their numbers tonight. Schaefer Rose is saying, I'm from St. Thomas. Big up St. Thomas. A lot of our athletes, great athletes, are from St. Thomas. The likes of Ansu Parchment, Juliet Cuthbert, Carrie Russell. I get to understand that Oblique is also from St. Thomas. I think Andrea Knight is from St. Thomas. So many of our top athletes are from St. Thomas. Black African is saying, big up to Coaches TV for introducing me to this quality program. I enjoy the quality track and field programming. Thank you very much for that, Black African. Yes, thanks very much to Coaches Desk. We did some collaboration leading up to World Championship, and they were very, very successful. So big up my brother, who is also doing a great thing over on that side. Of course, when it's football season, I will definitely be checking out his thing a lot because I'm a big football fan. Tuffy Rudy saying, my prediction of 10 medals came through, although 4 of the medals expected I did not get. Monica Lewis, big up yourself. She said, every time St. Jago are the best. You go, Kerron. You St. Jago people just flooding me tonight, but that's okay. I love it. Tuffy Rudy, your prediction was 10. My prediction was 15 medals. And believe me, my 15 medals was doable because my other 5 medals, I had the men and women triple jump, which those were doable. I had a medal from, which was 2 more. I had a medal from the
4x1 for men.
From the 4x1 for men, which would have been 3. I had a medal from the throwers, which would have been 4. And I think my 5th medal, I'm not sure where the 5th medal.
You had a mixed relay medal.
Mixed relay, right? The mixed relay. So my 15 medals were doable, but this is championship and things happen. So big up to Tuffy Rudy, who predicted 10 and got 10. Big up to you. But let us just look at some data, guys. We had in the field events, we had 16 athletes competed for Jamaica in 10 events, and we made it to 5 finals and we got 1 medal. Your thoughts on that? Aki, let me just bring this up to show that let me go back to the field events, and yeah, here we go. All righty. Right, so the field events, we had 16 athletes competed for Jamaica, and we had a number of finalists. We had 7 finalists out of 16 athletes. We got to 5 finals from 10 events. Your thoughts on that?
All right, so let's just look at. I wanted to look at one. What could have happened, what happened, and what we should be excited about going forward. So there's no guarantee that the Olympic performers would have come here and would have replicated the same performance that they had in the previous year and as it's fair. But I just want to highlight that if you look at the performances that would have earned medals, you have to think that those who would have switched to Turkey would have medals here. Well, I wasn't sure about the young man's form in the triple jump because we never saw him all season, so we don't know if he was injured or not. But when you look at, for example, a Wayne Pinnock, a Wayne Pinnock was constantly being jumping 8.5 meters at championship. If we had had a Wayne Pinnock, give, given his consistency in championship performance, that could have been potentially a gold medal earned. Or even if it wasn't a gold medal earned, it could have been two medals
Two medals.
in the men's long jump.
Yeah.
You look at the shot put, right? You look at the shot put and you look at the winning throw in the shot put. I'm just gonna look it up right now. You look at the winning throw in the shot put and you think to yourself, if you think to yourself, if Rajendra Campbell was, participating for us, could we have seen a gold medal challenge in the shot put? Because you look at the winner of the you look at the winner of the event. I was trying to pull it up. You look at the win from Ryan Crozer. Ryan Crozer, he stood 22.34, which was well within grasp for someone like a Rajendra Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Bronze medalist was 21.94. So it really is heartbreaking what happened as it relates to the whole Turkey situation.
Yeah.
Now let us look at where we are now. Where we are now, we're at a place where there is potential in in our field events. The potential has not lost because we still have quality men in the discus. We still have a quality men, our quality performers in the triple jump and the long jump as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, what I will say is that I'm very happy for Nikolai. I'm very happy for Nikolai Williams, who was able to get into the long jump final. I still believe Achilles Smith. I still believe that with Achilles Smith, it's a patient game, and she will eventually deliver on the world stage. It was the same for Shanika. Shanika had to do her time before she started to become an actual medal contender. Jordan Scott has superseded his expectations, superseded not his expectations, but superseded our expectations in terms of how his season progressed. And I do believe that as he competes more at a high level, as he grows in his confidence, I think the performances will get better. The women's high jump, I really do hope that Lamar this thing gets the support that she needs, because she is a quality athlete. She is a world championship finalist, and I really hope that I really believe she can be at the same level as Toppage. It was couple years ago. It was Lamar Destin and Toppage who were battling out at NCAA. We just saw Toppage, battling out for medals in the high jump. I do believe Lamar Destin is a quality athlete, and should she should be supported. I really hope she gets the support. The men's high jump, the men's high jump this year got a bronze medal at World Indoors. The men's high jump has shown that we can do well in that event. We have young men who are committed to the event and young men who can really do well in it. So, last year the field did exceptionally well for us, right? This
Mm-hmm.
year there was a huge drop off. Look, HP, I'm just hoping, I'm really looking forward to that championship where everything comes together, where the field comes together, the men performances come together, and the female performances come together. Because that championship is going to be, it's going to yield fruit, amazing fruit for Jamaica. I just want to highlight that the Kenyan women swept the long distance event,
Mm-hmm.
right? Something that has never been done before. So I do believe that when all three of those ingredients, the field, the men's performance, the female performance, when all three of them come together, I really do believe that it can be something special for Jamaica.
I totally agree. I would love to see Team Jamaica be one of the most rounded track
Yes,
and field team in the sprints, in the field, in the middle long distance with the men and the women. I would love for us to have a balance because when you really look at track and field, I think the only country that really have that is America.
that is true.
They're rounded from the sprints to the field to the middle long distance. They can find people to compete competitively in every event right across the sport. So that is really my dream for Team Jamaica. And we can do it if everybody just take a piece of the puzzle and try to put it together. We all can put it together as one. And that's what I would love to see. But no, let us look at some track events. We competed in 18 track events. Jamaica made it to the final of 13, 45 out of 50 athletes on the field. We got 9 medals. What are your thoughts? Let me just pull up some of this. So this is the field. This is what happened in the field. Number of events 10, number of finals 5 finals, 1 medal, a silver medal, and these are the events that we competed in. Now let us look at the track events. When you look at the track events, these are the finalists that we had on the event. Of course, we were in the final of the men and women 100, men and women 200, men and women 400. Um, the men, oh, this was supposed to be the women's sprint hurdles, the men's sprint hurdles. I kind of get it um, twist up a little bit. The 400-meter hurdles for men, we did not get into that final. 400-meter hurdles, Cheyenne Salmon turn up in that one for us. The men's 800-meter final, we were also in that. And of course, we were in the 4x4 and 4x1 for women, and the men's 4x4. Um, your thoughts on 18 events, got to the final in 13, and we got 9 medals. I don't think we underperformed.
No, I wouldn't say that we underperformed. I
Mm-mm.
think we definitely performed well in the track event. What I will say though is that I am happy. The medals that I'm very happy for, I'm most happy about oblique gold in the oblique gold and teaching silver in the 100 meters, Lebel's bronze in the 200 meters, and 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 Rashid McDonald's, even though he didn't get a medal, but his performance in the men's 400 meters.
Yeah.
I'm saying this to say that having been exposed to the local track and field circuit, like the men's 100, 200, and 400, they have been getting a lot of stick,
Yeah.
right? A lot of stick, a lot of criticism. People are saying that they're not performing as well as they should. They're not delivering. People really trusted. They really believe Ozzy was talented, but they never trusted he could deliver on the big stage. And when I saw those performances at these championships, the thing that came to mind was these young men are really talented. and it's for them to just be focused and to really, really back themselves in terms of what they're capable of delivering. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy to see racers back back and amongst the medals, because when racers are on top, or men are on top,
Yeah,
and it's not to show
it's
shit that
true. It's
you
true. It's true. It's
at
true.
any a club or anything, but it's when racers are on top or men are on top. So I'm really happy that racers really delivered at these championships, and I'm looking forward to seeing better performances from racers and MVP and elite. I also want to highlight as well that four camps produced medals at these championships. You have Shanika Osborne's camp, you have Elite, uh, MVP, and you have
Races,
MVP and Racers. And you like to see these things. You love to see these things
the
because
spread, the
yeah,
spread.
what this is saying is that A, athlete, you have options. You have coaches who can take you to a higher level. You have coaches that can take you to a world class level, and it's not just you're not just, oh, you have to go into this camp or you have to go into this camp for this to happen. And yeah, man, I really am excited. I really am
Indeed.
excited in terms of our track performances, and I do believe our track performances can get better. You look
Yeah.
at you look at the women's 100-meter hurdles. You look at the talent that we have in the women's 100-meter hurdles. You look at the talent that we have in the men's the women's 200. The women's 200. We can do better than we actually did at these
Yeah,
championships.
we definitely
And I think
need some work in some events. We definitely need to step up some events, especially the 200s and the 400s and other events. But I think we're at the right place, and I don't want us to just be in the high of the moment and then after a few
mhm,
days, all of that is gone. I want us to come back with a plan. What is the plan, and work towards that plan? We need a long term plan. We need a long term plan. We need a LA 2028 plan to say, look, Jamaica is going after 20 medals. We're going after 10 goals and anything that come after that. That is the kind of plan that we want. And then the federation and the clubs and the coaches start working together, because believe it or not, there are clubs and countries outside of Jamaica that are already have their plans for what they want by LA 2028. And believe it or not, this season is done. 2025 is done. So
exactly.
LA 2028 is not
That's
far.
how And I just want I want to say something. I hope it doesn't come across controversial because that's not my goal. But I don't know if I'm being delusional or being because optimist. But it would be so nice if Jamaica could literally ask Coach Johnson to coach or 4x4 relays, because let me tell you something. He had in our 4x4 today. He had three or four athletes who performed well today. They represented his camp
In the same club.
at the same club. And if you look at if you look at the 400 for the US, you had Whitaker, who is also from that club as well. So the thing about it is that, and I know it. Nobody would say, why would you want to go for an American to coach or football for team and all these things and stuff.
But that's what we were doing before. That's what was happening before. So
This
it shouldn't be a big
gentleman
deal.
This gentleman, what I will say is that this gentleman, he is a he is a genius when it comes down to the quarter mile, and it would be so nice if if someone like him would be recruited to coach our 4x4 team or even our mixed relay team.
You know what I would love to see us do, and our coaches. I don't see Sprint Tech here tonight. Normally, Sprint Tech is here, or GC Foster. But you know what I would love to see? I would love to see more coaches in Jamaica, doing coaching other events apart from just a sprint. I would love to see a quarter mile club. I would love to see a quarter mile club. I would love to see, I think we have a throwers club with Julian Robinson. I think we have a drums club with Kerry Lee Ricketts. But I would love to see us having more diverse clubs in Jamaica, and they are specializing, because I think if we can get our quarter mile to a certain level and get our middle long distance, we are going to be problem. We're going to be a problem for the rest of the world. But as Aleen said earlier, we have to invest. If we don't invest, we're going to continue having these conversations. But let us look at how well Team Jamaica perform. And I've always said to people, performance is not only about winning a medal. There are other variables. So let us now look at some records. Let us look at some records now. Let us look at some records. Now, before we start looking at the records, when I did my research, I found that we set 25 records, whether it was personal best, season best, national record, world lead. There could be more, but I was trying to go through and get as many as I could. And my tally, I had 12 season best were set, 11 personal best, 1 national record, a world lead, even though it was short-lived, and that equal to 25. So let us look at some of the athletes that that set new record. Oblique Civil in the 100 meters final, he ran 10.77, a personal best. Tina Clayton, 10 point, no, oblique is 9, sorry, 9. Yeah, this,
that's okay, that's okay.
Yeah, sorry guys, this is supposed to be 9.77, my bad. Tina Clayton, 10.76 in the final, a new personal best. Brian Level, 19.64 in the final of the 200 meters, a personal best. Christopher Taylor, PB twice. Christopher Taylor, PB twice. He PB'd in the heats and in the semifinal in the 200 meters. Now, if you don't know Christopher Taylor's story, Christopher is just coming back after being out of the sport for 2 seasons. From the end of 2022, Christopher Taylor has been out. He came back just in June, and this is what the young man is doing. He made the championship team, and he set a new personal, he ran a personal best twice,
the 200.
Twice at the 200 meters. That's just awesome. That is just awesome. Adrian Carr, young Adrian Carr, that was at Champs just a few years ago, ran a personal best in the semifinal of the 200, 20.08. Sharika Jackson, as much as Sharika not on any form, Sharika set season best. She equaled her season best in the 100 meters, 10.88, and she ran a season best of 21.99 to close her season in the 200. That's just remarkable. These performances, remarkable. Let us look at some more personal records. Bovel McPherson in the 400 meter heats ran a personal best, 44.51. Rasheen McDonald, what can we say about big boy? Rasheen McDonald, every race give you something better. He ran and he improved his season best in the heats, running 44.38, and in the semifinal 44.04. Rasheen McDonald, who could have easily ran the automatic qualifying mark at the championship, at the Jamaica National Championship or the trials, could have easily gotten that 44.8. He ran a season best in the heats and a season best in the semifinal. Delano Kennedy, young Delano Kennedy, ran a personal best in the 400 meter, 44.74. So if you look at what is happening, the 400 meter men, even though they were struggling and chasing time to get to the championship, they went to the championship and they all got new season best or new personal best. Stacey and Williams, what can we say about Stacey and Williams? She is now in the sub 50 seconds club, 49.59 in the heat. Stacey and Williams. Nikisha Price ran a season best, improved her season best in the semifinal, 49.46. Tyler Mason ran a season best in the heats of the hurdles, 13.17. And then in the final, he equaled his personal best of 13.12. This is just amazing. Orlando Bennett ran a personal best in the 110-meter hurdles, 13.08. This is just amazing. Tajay Gale equal his season best, 8.34 in the final, landing him a silver medal in the long jump. Malik James King improved his season best twice in the heats, 48.27, and in the semifinal, 48.01. This is just outstanding. Young Cheyenne Salmon, running a season best, 54.21 in the heats, and then she bettered that in the semifinal, 54.03, the only Jamaican that got to the final in this event. Navaski, what can we say about Navaski Anderson? That young man set the national record twice at this championship. In the semifinal, he ran 1 minute 43.73 seconds for a new personal best and a new national record. He came back in the final and set a new national record, 1 minute 42.76 seconds. Akil, this is just outstanding. The women 4x4, they ran a world lead in the heats, and they came back and ran season best in the final. The men 4x4 ran a season best 2 minute 29.13 seconds. The women's 4x1, oh my God, season best twice in the heat, 41.8, and in the final, 41.79. This is just outstanding. So guys, I am breaking down this information to let you know that, look, a championship is not just about a physical medal. It is about so many things. And look at the amount of, the only thing we did not get at this championship is a world record. We got national record, we got personal best, we got season best, we got world lead. Only thing we did not get is a world record, and this is just amazing. Akil, your thoughts in 30 seconds.
No problem. Performances, people brought at the championships, and that's all we can ask for. Definitely, this was a good championship for our athletes. Very, very good. Not some might say it wasn't our strongest, but I'll still say it's a good performance overall, in terms of how our athletes represented themselves.
And you know what I like, when you look at the performances of our athletes, you could see where they wanted to compete for the country, and you could see that they're giving it their all. Win, lose, or draw, they are putting everything out there, everything. So, congrats to all the athletes, congrats to Team Jamaica for what they have done at this championship very late in the year, because by now our athletes would have been on their vacation from the end of August and coming back for training end of October. But they the end of September, they are in Asia, bringing glory to our country. Let us read some comments. Zebbev is saying Wayne could have won the long jump easily, and I don't doubt that. I really don't doubt that. Schaefer Rose is saying Merlene Walker was very, very vibrant and self-confident, and I love that so much about her. But big up to all the athletes that went to Japan, give us their all. I just want to say big up to all. I have to post this. Indeed. That's what we're here for, to celebrate our athletes, because they have brought us glory over the 9 days. Gold, silver, bronze are not. Team Jamaica all the way. So we just want to say thanks to our team for, bringing us that kind of glory. We back home can celebrate them. So Team Jamaica, all the athletes, whether you made the final, and I also want to say a speedy recovery to our athletes who got injured, because quite a few athletes were injured. Some weren't able to take the track, some took the track even though they were still injured. And this is what we fans need to understand sometimes. Even if our athletes are not able to perform based on our expectations, sometimes we don't know the backstory. So, let us be kind with our words. Let us celebrate them, because them just being there, let me tell you, I love to see the Jamaican colors in a race, any event. Once I see the Jamaican colors, all if you come last, I am good. I love to see our kit out there. I love to see them just pull off that kit, their training kit, and then when you look across their chest, it says Jamaica. That make people like me get very excited about that. So big up to Team Jamaica, and safe travel to everyone who will be returning, wherever you're returning to. Safe travel, and also have the big up Christine Day, who was there with the team every day, every step of the way, just hanging out with the team and all of that. So the next thing we're going to look at now, let us just quickly look at the medal breakdown, which I think by now everybody have an idea of the medal breakdown. So in the men's 100, we got a gold medal. In the men's 100, we also got a silver medal. The women's 100, we got a silver medal. The men's long jump, we got a silver medal. The men's 110-meter hurdles, we got a silver medal also. The men's 110-meter hurdles, we got a bronze. The women's 200-meter, we got another bronze. So coming from that first page, 1 gold, 4 silver, 2 bronze. The men's 200-meter, we got a bronze from Brian Level. The women's 4x1 100-meter relay, we got a silver medal. And we also got a silver medal from the women's 4x4 relay. So in all, Jamaica won 10 medals, a gold, 6 silver, and three bronze. Thank you to Tokyo 2025. Thank you to Team Jamaica for this. Your thoughts on our overall medal table? It looked balanced enough. Of course, the men again dominate on the individual medals, winning 5 individual, or is it 6? I think it is 6, because let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, the men. Wow. Of the 10 medals, the men won 6. 6 of them from the men, and of course the others are from the women. Your thoughts on what our men are doing? They're leading from the front. They're leading like kings.
I just want to highlight something because I actually put things into perspective, right? So Jamaica finished third in the placing table. So the United States of America, they won the placing table 308. Kenya 118 was in second place, and Jamaica with 98 was in third. Right? In the medal table, we finished outside of the top 10. Let me just be sure. Yes.
Because we got 1
No,
gold.
we finished 10th. We finished, so we're in the top 10, but we finished 10th. And we got 1 gold, 6 silver, and 3 bronze, as you just stated. I just want to highlight that Jamaica's performance in Asia continues to be a strong one.
Yeah,
Asia
Asia,
continues to be a kind
Asia,
region to Jamaica.
yeah, Asia like us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Asia continues to be a kind region to Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
and this is uh, this is the fourth time. The fourth time? Yes, I believe it's the fourth time. It's the fourth time Jamaica has gone double figures at a media, at a world championship, at a world championship in terms of our medal tally. So we went double figures in 2009. We went double figures in 2019. We went double figures here, and we went double figures in 2015. So 2009, 2015, 2015, 2019, and now 2025. Interesting enough, 2009, 2019, 2015, 2025. Very weird coincidence. But those are the four times where Jamaica has gone double figures on the medal table at a world championship event. So this was definitely up there as one of our best performing championships. Yes, we'd have
Mm-hmm.
wanted some more gold, but we're still grateful for how the athletes overall performed.
Yes, indeed. When you look at the breakdown of what Team Jamaica has accomplished over the 9 days in Tokyo, it is, I will say, I salute the athletes. Well done by all of them. Well done. They went out there and they give it their all. Even Dejanay Oakley, who have had a long season, those two legs in the women's 4x4, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I'm now starting to see that maybe we found a starter for the 4x4, because after Christine Day, I think we were trying with different people, because Christine Day held that position for a little while, and she would normally give us a brilliant, brilliant start leg. So I think we have now found a new starter for the women's 4x4. We just have to ensure that she gets the support, she stays healthy. Of course, she's going back to school. She's actually late for school, but I'm sure she'll be heading back um, in no time to pick up her classes, because classes for her would have started from the last week of August. So let's hope she can get back and catch up early. But
Mhm.
and as Donia Ray Lee saying, good evening. This is the first championship I prayed so much for our athletes. I prayed for medal as well as PBs. And to hear you list them out was just crazy. I did not realize it was a lot. Yes, sweetheart. And this is why I like to look at data, because sometimes when we don't see medals, we
Mhm.
think that the team underperformed. So that was why I tried to go for the records. I tried to go for the amount of finalists that we got, because we got a lot of finalists. I tried to share that data, the season best, the personal best, the national record, the world lead. Even though the world lead was short lived, we got a world lead. The only thing we did not get was a world record. So big up to Team Jamaica. And we need to go out more and separate them. When they're track meets, we need to go out and support them and cheer them on, because they are the ones who are bringing the glory to Jamaica. I mean, every commentator was talking about Jamaica. You even had people from other countries. I've seen videos where European countries were cheering for Jamaica in the 100 meters for men and women. I've seen videos on social media when the Jamaicans were going to win run. They
Mhm.
were there calling. They were there calling for Jamaica. So even though the entire world is there competing, Team Jamaica, Track and Field Jamaica has fans everywhere. And guess what? We have a lot of fans in 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 Japan also. But going back to the relays a little bit, Akil, the men's 4x1. The The men's 4x1. I to be honest, I don't know what to say about the men's 4x1. I don't know if you have any thoughts. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
This is all I will say. Even outside of the button exchange or the button change, I still think that we didn't perform up to top. Because when you look at the analysis of the race in general, if you even go as far as the first leg, I felt oblique gave not oblique. I felt Akeem gave oblique too much to do on that second, and Raheem's leg wasn't the best. So when Shane was supposed to collect the baton, he would have collected the baton possibly in what, fifth or fourth place. Um, so overall, I don't think our men performed as well as we could.
I think we I don't think we take the relays seriously. And as you just heard, Kerron and Aleen said it as athletes who have won gold for Jamaica. We I'm not even sure how to put it together, but I think we take it for granted that because we're one of the fastest countries in the world, we can just put four people together and expect them to do the work. That's not what it is about. That's not what it is about anymore. Relay need chemistry. You heard what Kerron said? Kerron said you have to put people on the leg that they're best, where they're best suited. That's one of the things that we I don't think that we do that too well, and we continue to do the same thing over and over before we change it. I don't know if we're afraid to experiment, because at the World Relays the baton did not get to Kishin twice, in the first round, and when we got a second opportunity, the baton did not get to him. Relay need chemistry. People have to go where they are strongest or where they are best suited. And as Kerron said earlier, if Aleen Bailey is on your 4x1 team, why would you put Aleen anywhere else apart from the third leg? She's made for the third leg. Kerron Stewart, why would you put Kerron Stewart anywhere else apart from on the back or to anchor?
Understood.
Put Kerron on the back and you get a brilliant leg going to Aleen at the curve. So these are some of the things that I still think that we are, because even when Raheem was, some people saying Kishin run off too early. I don't think Kishin run off too early. Kishin is a 9.7 sprinter. Raheem Ford is a 9.9. And the thing is that when you're going toward the incoming runner, don't slow down, run. Even if you run out of the box, continue running. You have 30 meters. You have 30 meters in which to exchange that baton. Just go full out and run. Don't slow down and then you say your teammate. You have 30 meters, but over the years, I think our style of running relay is the safe way, which is you hand over early in the zone. When you hand over early in the zone, that is the safe. The aggressive way is to use the entire zone. Just your teammate hits the marker, bam, just go. Follow me with the baton. Do not stop. Don't slow up. We have 30 meters. And I think we're not learning that so well. So if I was lining up the World Championship team, I would say, something? The World Relays, we did not get the baton to Kishin twice. Let me try Kishin on the back. Put oblique on the anchor. The setup of the relay, I don't know. And remember, we did say that for the relay, we have to put strong teams out there to qualify, because if we don't, we can run into problems. The team was a strong team, but I still don't know what happened between Raheem and Kishane. I'm seeing step out of the lane. I mean, he wasn't in. If there was no infringements, then he would have been fine. Stepping to the right instead of inside, because when you go to the right of your lane, you run a longer race than if you step inside. So it was very unfortunate. That was one of my medals, and that team could have won gold. That team could have challenged for the gold medal. Your thoughts?
Agreed. That team should have challenged for the gold medal. You have the gold and silver medalists in the 100 meters. This is what I will say though. I just don't think the Belize team. I just don't think you're getting the right fit.
Yep, that's the problem.
And I'm being very honest. I'm not even gonna blame the coach this time around. I just think that look, when you look at Akeem Blake, for example, right? Akeem Blake is a good starter, right? From the 100 meters. But I'm not sure. I mean, I'm the person. I'm not sure if the first leg is his best leg. No, I remember speaking to Coach Minty about it, where I said that where it said that because of his inexperience with the league, then you want to keep him on that first leg. But he has uh, given that he has experience with championships or other championships, it would be nice to see him running on other legs. And I'm happy that Kerron and Aleen would have shared their really experiences today they, because they would have basically highlighted something that fans would have been wondering if the athletes would have practiced running in other legs, because as what Aleen and Kerron would have stated, they would have tried different legs, and then
Mm-hmm.
based on the legs that they would have tried, they would say, okay, this can work, and all these things and so forth. So that could actually be taking place in the camp, and the best decision being made is to have him on the first leg. But you know, I'm just not sure if it's the right fit, because I said before, Jamaica was literally got the baton fourth, close to fifth place, which meant that Christian had to run in order to get at least a third place qualification if he had gotten the baton. So, yes, people can be upset about that transition between forward and spin, but I think you have to go all the way back from even the first leg.
Yeah, the right fit is beating us. The right fit is beating us because when I look at that relay team, if we were going to have Brian Level, I was thinking, I mean, people are going to say, HP, you're not a coach and all of that. But I was thinking that to go from Ryan Ford could have started that relay. Ryan Ford to Kishane to Oblique and anchor with Blake. Blake is
Yeah,
a
but
very
I think there's some context.
Blake is very fit. I don't know what we sometimes stuck in this thing that the fastest have to go on the anchor.
I think
We
it's I
we
think
we
I
need to
think
purge. We need to purge our mind of this thing, thinking that oh fastest have to go on anchor. No,
and he hit top
no.
speed very quickly. He hit top speed very quickly.
Akeem could have anchored that really. We have to try. You hear what Aleen and Kerron just said? When they're practicing, they try different leg. You hear what Aleen said? Tana and Sharon click. When they did the try, Tana and Sharon click. So Tana just handed off the baton to Sharon and Sharon was gone. Aileen and Veronica would have clicked because they ran together at Very Technical in high school.
And another thing as well is that I also believe that if we are to get someone, if we are to get to that place where we get a very strong start in our relay team, I genuinely believe Oblique should be running the first leg
Even
because
that, even
because
that.
I believe Oblique would give us an excellent first leg. And now that you have Kishin, and now that you have Level, who we know can give us strong backstretch and anchor performances and so forth, there is no there's no need to say okay a week has to run second leg
Second leg, right?
because that's where the heavy hitters are. Because we have more than enough heavy hitters that can neutralize any opponent who come on the second leg, right? I genuinely believe that Oblique can start the relay and really put us in a very strong position on
Yeah,
from the first leg. But what
yeah.
I would say though is that I'm excited about our youngsters because, or I think our youngsters can definitely solve some of those problems. For example, your Boaji Nkrumah and your DeAndre Daly. Yeah, I really believe that when they transition into the pro ranks, I think they can solve some of those issues that we are having
Yeah,
in the
we really need to come out of the old school way of doing relay and look at, we need to find chemistry, we need to find the right fit, we need to find the right four, which is the right fit, and the next fit that we need is to position people where their strength lies, and we need the chemistry and we need practice. 2 years ago, I there's something that I was promoting, and I keep saying it on social media, hoping that the organizers for the Gibson McCook relay would have seen it and think about it. And I'm saying to bring some buzz to the Gibson McCook relay, what they could do is reach out to the clubs and the top athletes, because most of our athletes being coached in Jamaica now, they're not being coached abroad anymore. And I was saying, set up 4 teams, have a team Jacko for Sharika, a team Elaine, a team Shelly, and yeah, those were the 3 teams: Team Jacko, Team Elaine, and Team Shelly, and let them pick 3 other people to run with them, a part of the relay that would be running that 4x1 at the Gibson McCook relay in the senior leg, and kind of expose our seniors, because a lot of these athletes, they compete in relay at high school, some of them. But after they leave high school, they really don't run relays unless they go to a
no,
global championship. So
no,
I'd say,
but HP, I think just to interject, sorry about that, but they do have that level of racing at this
no,
relay.
sir, no. You
Where's the
see,
club? They don't have the clubs race.
they do have the clubs race, but the thing is that, you see, when you have a team called Team Elaine, Team Shelley, and Team Jacko, the buzz that you would be creating
Business.
around the event itself, it wouldn't just look ordinary like, okay, clubs and institution. But people would be coming out or take a keen interest into, let's see how well Team Jacko, our team Elaine, our team Shelley will do in this lineup. And because when you look at America, when you look at the list for America running relays throughout the year, from the relay start in the early, the amount of American team that you see with in the
Hmm.
list.
The Texas relays, when they have Texas
When
relays.
they have different relay, you have US red, you have US blue, you have this,
Mm-hmm.
and they go to all these relays and they compete. So when you look, you see Jamaica as a country, but you see America as this, as this. Sometimes they have 4, 5, 6 of the top
Mm-hmm.
spots, and we need to now start taking the relay a little bit more, because look at this. Look at this. One female got to the 400-meter final, Nikisha Price. She did not medal. Now, all our quarter milers coming home with a medal. Look at the 100-meter women. Only one of them got a medal. Now they're all coming home with a medal.
Mhm.
We need to balance our individual responsibility with the relay, because sometimes the only hardware that you will retire with is relay medal, and medal matter. It doesn't matter if it's individual, is relay. I would prefer to come home with a relay medal than no medal at all. So now all our women in the 400 meters, apart from the reserve, will be coming home. Nikisha Price coming home with a medal. Stacey and coming home with a medal. Ronisha McGregor, Dejane Oakley, they're all coming home with a medal. All the women in the 100-meter, Janelle Smith, Jodine Williams, Shelly Ann is coming home with a medal that she didn't get in the individual. Sharika, well, she medal in the 200. Tia Clayton, who did not make the cut, coming home with a medal. It is a part of the sport, and it is a part of your legacy, because when you go back and look at these athletes' legacy, you're going to see that, okay, 2025, you won a medal in Tokyo. So whether it is individual or a relay, a medal is a medal. You can negotiate with that medal. So I would love for our athletes to understand that the relay is just
Mhm.
as important as concentrating on your individual. But my question is, why was Zandrian Barnes not on the 4x4 team? That's the question that I have.
And why Big Boy ran the anchor? And that
And
was,
why did Rasheen not start? I saw Rasheen start at the World Relays and he did a good job.
yeah, he should have started because it would have given us a great
He would
platform.
have given us a great start.
Emma, and great platform, but
Yeah. Again, I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened with the men's 4x4 and the men's 4x1, because I was looking to see there was no Zandrian Barnes, there was no Bovell McPherson. I'm not sure if
what
something is
happened
happening.
probably is injured or whatever. But
I don't
what I
know.
would say is that a Rashid McDonald and a Zandrian Barnes would have put us in a better position.
Yeah.
We
From
probably would have
Rasheen to yeah, from
been,
Rasheen to Zandrian. Yeah,
we
that
probably
would
would have
have
been
put
top
us.
top four or top three. That
Yeah.
would have definitely given us a top three.
Yeah, so
Top
I
three,
don't
top
know.
four.
I don't know what happened there, and it's just unfortunate because these two relay teams, as much as the men's race was competitive, I thought that they could have finished at least maybe fourth or fifth, and maybe with a national record or
Mhm.
a new personal best. So, but I don't know what happened there. But Black African is saying um Brianna Williams is referred to as an Olympic medalist. Yeah, she's an Olympic champion. Who is looking at if it's relay
Mhm.
you won or whatever? Brianna Williams can say, I am an Olympic champion. She is. And this is what I'm saying. Look at athletes, please look at the relay a little bit more, because it can help your earning powers. It can help you to negotiate. It will help your legacy at the end of
Mhm.
the day. I mean, all these women coming home with their silver medal, whether in the 4x1 or 4x4, it doesn't matter. Um, I don't know. Black African is saying, I'm ready to cry that the GOAT is retiring. Yes, I'm going to miss Shelly Ann. I'm really, really, really going to miss Shelly Ann from the sport. I still haven't gotten over some athletes who retired, but it is a part of the cycle. But now to see Shelly Ann is moving in that direction, it is a heartbreak. But you know something? We have to salute her. She started her senior career in 2007 in Japan, Osaka, Japan, where she ran the rounds. Can you imagine? Shelly could not even make the final back in 2007 in the 4x1. She was good enough for the rounds. And look at the legacy that she has laid down. Look at her legacy.
Mhm.
Just outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed the championship as much as we did. Believe me, I enjoyed it to the max. One Jamaica, we just want to say, you know, congrats to Team Jamaica. Big up all the athletes. And, you know, we just want to thank them for what they have done for us. They brought us glory. They had us screaming, they had us nervous, and all these things. But to all the athletes, thank you very, very, very much for your contribution. Okay, uh, Tuffy Rudy saying they said Bovell was troubling from fatigue. Okay, so
Oh, okay, okay.
Bovell McPherson was suffering from fatigue. Thank you very much for
Thank
that,
you.
Tuffy Rudy. Thank you guys very much for being here. And before I go, I just want to do something. I want to do a roll call to all the athletes. Yes, I want to do that. I'm going to call all of them names. So I want to salute all the athletes: Tina Clayton, Sharika Jackson, Shelly and Fraser Price, Jodine Williams, Akeem Blake, Oblique Civil, Kishane Thompson, Raheem Ford, Adrian Carr, Brian Level, Christopher Taylor, Gabriel Matthews, Ashanti Moore, Dejanay Oakley, Nikisha Price, Stacey and Williams, Leah Anderson, Delana Kennedy, Rasheen McDonald, Buffel McPherson, Antonio Watson, Navaski Anderson, Tyrese Taylor, Kelly Ann Beckford, Natalia Gould Toppin, Adele Tracy, Amoy Brown, Akira Nugent, Megan Tapper, Danielle Williams, Kerika Hill, Orlando Bennett, Tyler Mason, Demario Prince, Hansel Parchment, Rashawn Clark, Malik James King, Asini Wilson, Rochelle Clayton, Antoinette Knight, Cheyenne Saman, Sanique Walker, Akeelia Smith, Tajay Gale, Kerry McLeod, Nikolai Williams, Sean Day Thompson, Romaine Beckford, Raymond Richards, Lamar Distin, Shanika Ricketts, Jordan Scott, Frederick Dakers, Ralford Mullins, Chad Wright, Samantha Hall, Lydricia Cameron, Nayoka Clunis, Tia Clayton, Janelle Smith, did say Ryan Ford, Rohan Watson, Kadrian Golson, Zandrian Barnes, Joshana Dennis, Javon Powell. I did call Leah Anderson, Shaquina Foot, and that's it. So I just want to big up all the athletes by name. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for representing the black, green, and gold. And guys, thank you very much for staying with us for over the 9 days and from last week when we had our recap show. Thank you very much. Tokyo 2025 was lit by all the countries. I've seen a diverse of medalists from all around the world, not just Jamaica, USA, Ethiopia, Kenya, but the entire world turn out and do their thing. And it was a great championship, from the race walk to the marathon to the 5,000, 10,000, to the quarter mile, to the middle distance, to the sprints, to the throws, to the drums, to everything. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tokyo 2025. Thank you, Japan. And Akil, I will give you your closing and then we wrap.
Okay. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the performances, and thank you, HP, as always, for having me. It was a pleasure being here, and I just want to tell you guys that Jesus loves you, and you should really consider entrusting your life to Him. He has, you know, He has led and shaped my individual journey, and He has been so good to me, and I believe He can be good to you as well. So, yeah, man, those are my closing thoughts.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for being here and thank you for joining us in Tokyo. Everyone, big up Black African. I hope to see you guys again. Tuffy Rudy, everyone that came out tonight. Andrea Bliss was here. Donia Ray Lee, thank you for being here. Marlene Green was here. Zeb Bev was here. Thank you. Schaefer Rose from St. Thomas. St. Thomas was in the building. Monica Lewis was here. Thank you guys very much. Donette Carnegie. Thank you, everyone who turned out. Everyone, even if you didn't hear your name, Kerron Phillips, everybody. RR, thank you. Everyone, thank you very much. Coach's Desk, thank you all. Thank you, everyone. And a special thank you to our 2 Olympians and world champions, Aleen Bailey Taylor and Kerron Stewart. Thank you guys very much. Good night, good morning, good afternoon to Africa, Asia, Antarctica, Oceanic, North America, South America, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you very, very much. Bless up yourself, Donia Ray Lee. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. And next week, I will go back to my regular interviews with my athletes. Not sure who I will have next week, but I'm sure God will send me someone to have in this chair. Akil, thank you very much and all the best on your studies for the rest of the semester. Guys, Akil is a doctor in training, sports medicine. I just love it for this young man. So let us wish him all the best and God's richest blessing going forward and those exams going into the Christmas semester. And of course, we look forward to see Akil working in the business of sports. And St. Jago was here, Very Technical was here, and all the schools that turn out. Thank you very much. Have a good night, good morning, good evening. Goodbye. See you. Bye.
Jamaica's track and field legacy is unmatched. It is a story of triumph, resilience, and extraordinary talent. But do you know the stories behind the athletes who brought us glory? Hi, I'm HP, founder of HP Chat Track. My mission is simple: to celebrate the rich legacy of Jamaica track and field and shine a light on the incredible people who make it happen. Winning that race was a dream come true, but the journey wasn't easy. It's not just about medals, it's about inspiring the next generation. Jamaica track and field isn't just a sport, it's our pride, our culture, our heart. Every week I sit down with athletes, coaches and fans to bring you stories of dedication, passion and legacy. Plus, we've got exciting news and exclusive insights into the world of track and field. Make your Thursday night be at HP's place. Come hang out with us at